Let's start by talking about wedding day workflow. When it comes to wedding day workflow, we have two shooters. We have one shooter that's primarily focused on monopod, tripod, and every now and then some slider shots. And then the other wedding filmmaker is focused on motion shots with the glide cam, the track or slider, and then also a monopod. So two shooters, three cameras. We're using all Sony A7S cameras this year. What you're watching here, this is our most recent wedding. The most recent wedding was filmed with all Sony A7Ss and just those four tools: glide cam, sliders, monopod, and tripod. So as you can see, the tripod shots here, we only have a few tripod shots that even made it in the final video. Of all the tools, we use the tripod the least amount of times because it's not as quick as the other tools. A monopod is used by both of us. In the morning for both guys prep and the girls prep, we're using monopod. We're also using the slider. Both filmmakers have a slider in the morning for the girls and guys prep. It's rare we use a glide cam. Sometimes we use it for like a wedding dress shot or an establishing shot, but it's rare. Most of the time the glide cam stays put in the car and we wait to use that until the wedding ceremony. And for the wedding ceremony, one filmmaker is using the glide cam and the slider. The other wedding filmmakers typically using just the monopod. So as I'm describing these shots here, we're actually showing you shots from that angle, from that tool. The slider, the glide cam, you can see we're a little more free with that. It's a little more unpredictable where we're going to be with those. When it comes to the post-ceremony shooting, we're using typically just a monopod or a tripod depending on how much time we have, and then we're always using a slider and a glide cam. The glide cam shots, we really try to make sure we get enough glide cam shots for the post-wedding shooting because we're going to fill that video up with excitement and motion. And plus glide cam just looks beautiful when we can get out there in some better light. At the wedding reception, we're usually just using the glide cam for a few shots, some slider shots, and then tripod shots. We actually put the monopod away at that time. So using those four tools, tripod, monopod, slider, and glide cam, that gets us through just about any wedding. We can always outsource and get copter shots if we have to, or if we need to bring a Movi in for some special occasion, we can do that as well. We can always rent that or hire someone to do that. We find if we just focus on doing the basics very well, that'll get us through the day because we're shooting both photo and video, so we have to make sure we're on top of our game and do all the basics very well. After the shoot is over, when it comes to editing, a lot of times we're doing same day edits, and we're not shooting the same shot 10 times. We're shooting it once or twice, and we're being done with that shot and moving on. So when our editor goes here and edits the final video, there's not hours and hours of footage. It's a little easier for her workflow to go through it. And as you can see here, when she goes through it, there's just 2-second clips, 3-second clips, all put to one song down here, nothing too complex, and she can finish it pretty quickly. We go through everything first and favorite our best clips. We go through all this footage. We can mark it with a favorite like you do in Lightroom. You can mark your favorite photos. You can do the same thing here in Final Cut. We'll favorite all of our clips, and we'll just put those down to tell our little story here to our 3-minute video or so. We typically don't do anything longer than 3 minutes because we want to keep this wedding workflow, we want to keep it down as much as possible so we can actually be able to execute same day edits. So that's kind of our workflow in a nutshell and how we're going to attack this year when it comes to the wedding season. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun ride. Hopefully you learned something today. Happy filmmaking out there. We'll see you next time.